Yo, this is Gigartina coming to you guys live and direct. This is the Circle of Honor podcast. No kittens allowed, man. You know, today I want to come at y'all with something special, but before I give y'all that honorable special, I'm going to drop something on y'all. Good Brothers Home Care. Make sure you go follow Good Brothers Home Care Agency on Instagram. Get there ASAP. Y'all want to know it's the page because you're going to see Gigartina making sure he gives the community the understanding that Good Brothers Home Care is the best here, home care. Even when they're off the clock, they get up to make sure everything is okay with you. Gigartina live and direct. I wanted to speak on the Seamoss. I've been seeing it everywhere. FDA, Seamoss, this, that, and the third. FDA, blah, 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 blah. Now, let me explain something to you guys. Gigartina is what? Because a lot of people, I'm thinking they forgot. I am actually one of the individuals, like the main individuals that revived the Seamoss in a better light and honorable promotion where people was able to say, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and heal myself. And I also got a lot of backlash for that Seamoss. You know why? It's something that no one had at the time that I bought it through. And honestly, I had no knowledge of it. I got it from Black and Nobel, Hakeem from down there. Now, if y'all don't know, they're predominantly, just like QSC, predominantly for, you know, Gigartina being known a lot, and AR-AB, Leek Moss, all of that is like all within the same unity of family. And when Black and Noble was on Erie Avenue, and I used to go in there, I used to see people taking the Seamoss. And I never laughed. And my ex-wife at the time, she actually had a thyroid condition, overactive. So, you know, we start pumping her with the Seamoss, but Hawk had told me something he had called diverticulitis. He said that the diverticulitis was bringing him down. He had polyps in his colon. I too had that around 20, but I had the operation and had my colon resected and had my lower bowel taken from me, majority of it. So when Hawk was telling me he had it, I'm like, oh, you're not in the hospital because of the pain. And I was a dub. He older, and he was like, I'm just going to take this Seamoss. And what I'm going to do is do it for 30 days with nothing else. And he done it. I come back in the store, he's jumping with a weight on his, I'm like, God damn it, man. You know, you really beating this? He said, yeah. I said, give me some. He gave me some. I saw what it done. And instantly, you know how I carried it? Instantly. It didn't take forever for me to do so. I went ahead and made some Seamoss. We at the joint trying to get it together. We learning how to make it. And you know, I took it and it gave me this burst of energy. And I had no problems with the bathroom. It was like, damn, this is it. It made my skin clear. So when I was giving it to the people, I was just giving the truth of what it was actually doing. At that time, we were getting it from St. Lucas, and it was Seamoss. It was what it's called, Seamoss. But there was a lady, and she wanted to meet Gigartina. Her name was Sister Umi. You know, she had some quarrels with me, a little bit tiny ones at first, about me saying that it was curing people, but it was like, it really had worked for me. I'm giving people understanding what it worked, what it done for me. This is before I was selling it. And when I came to her, we had that conversation, and she was, you know, talking to me, and I let her know I was like an inch away from throwing bricks at the penitentiary. And she said, don't do that. And she gave me big bags of Seamoss and said, whenever you get right, get with me. And I got with her. And so the Seamoss game got to running. You hear me? I had the best connect there was. Then she passed away. Now, when she passed away, a lot of things changed with the Seamoss. I can't lie. She was giving me knowledge of the farming of the Seamoss at that time because Patrick, what was his name? Patrick Delves, if I'm not mistaken, may Allah forgive me, I don't like lying or saying something that's not the truth, but he was the one at that time that had control of the Seamoss game, really. And he had a farm that he was making. and she was telling me about the farm. And it had a Eucheuma purple Seamoss. It was totally different from the purple Seamoss I seen people doing that looked like bright purple. That kind of blew my mind. So it never came back around again. And she let me know that it didn't come around again because the Eucheuma cottonii was kind of like extinct. The pieces they found around, a lot of the farmers, a lot of the divers, they was taking them pieces and putting them on lines. At this time, it was very kind of sanitation. After a while of that, it kind of got kind of dizzy with the Seamoss. It got kind of crazy. People, you know, first of all, the numbers in it and the way that it came, a person by themselves wouldn't be able to handle the traffic. In the beginning of the Seamoss wave, there's no way. I've had to let websites go. Wix Payments is one of them. Websites that was robbing me, taking the money up front and not giving me the money to send the packages off. So it's like, you got 2,000-3,000 packages that come in. How do you send them off? How do you begin to send off 2-3? You're not a machine. So you know what I done? I went ahead and gave everybody money back, and I got the hell out of the way of Seamoss. And I said, I have to control it the way I sell it. And it's sad because it was one of those things that somebody received that was a blessing that you prayed for. Like, I need this legal earn so I won't go into the streets. You get it and you're not ready for it. You have to be careful what you pray for because God is listening and he will give it to you. He's the all hearer and the all knower. So he'll drop it right in your lap. Go ahead, let me see how you carry it with that blessing. I've received many big blessings like that though. Let's not get nothing mistaken. Seamoss was a huge blessing, but the Lord has gave me a lot of big blessings like that. And it's like, woof, I don't know what to do. I'm an ex-convict, man. You know, everything I learned it by going along. My ex-wife, she taught me a lot. She just said the computer helped with Leap Moss music, ad music, everybody. Her kids, we sitting around, we learning things, and they like pros at it. Me, I'm still an amateur, but she taught me a lot for me to be able to wiggle and wobble. That's why I will always honor her. But let me give you some understanding here. Years ago, I already knew that the FDA was coming. Now, because I don't rub shoulders with individuals, I don't like to kick it, I kind of standoffish. So certain things about the knowledge I have, a lot of people still don't have. My cousin does, and he may be the only legal Seamoss dealer by the FDA as we speak. Now, I will say this. I know when I looked into it, to get to FDA approval, you could only get it for the skin. So those who do have FDA approval, they have it for the skin. They're a lot further than the individuals who have it for consumption. People are just weak. There was a brother, came to Philadelphia. He went ahead and he said he got out, he got with me, Kinger, and let me explain some things to you. The rock, the Chondrus crispus, and he gave me understanding that Chondrus crispus was real Seamoss. Boom, let me give you some understanding. That's not to negate that the gold is not real. Let me give you that clearly understanding. I don't want anybody to say to me, King Garno, what you saying? No. But this is the reason why I'm guessing the FDA is coming in to take control, because people with no knowledge speak things they have no knowledge of. But I do know for a fact, for consumption, any mineral, you're able to sell mineral. Anything from the earth. Dr. Sebi has said this. And if I didn't come away from Seamoss so long ago, really, like, I still gets it in, and I'm connected. I'm like one of the biggest connectors. And when the brother gave us understanding, and we're not going to knock him off from history, everybody has calls him about nothing. This stuff is about money. Money is not everything. And the Moss guy, he came to me. He said, Erna, look, I ain't coming with no nonsense, no violence. And we didn't work out. We didn't work out because of what I would call politics. I'm not a political individual. He seen that. He understood it to a certain extent. He wasn't. But you had individuals that were promoting other things that had nothing to do with Chondrus. And as far as I was concerned, the promotion was just something I wasn't interested in. I can't really knock what other people are into. But I will say this. We made some money together. Yes, we did. He paid me very well, treated me with the most honorable respect. And I don't know if he's going to stay in the game or not. I was hearing rumors. I don't really go to people's pages no more because I just don't feel like any type of fakeness when it comes down to honor. I like to be straight up and down. I'm not going to be your homie or be your friend based off of anything you can do. And I'm just speaking about Philadelphia and the world and how people do it. They get together. They have certain people on their podcast. They have certain people they kick it with based off of what they have. I'm not that individual. My honor is intact. So many political people had things to say, but I want to say this to you. Moss God brought the truth and the light to Chondrus crispus. And the first thing Sister Umi said to me, I want to give you an understanding. This here is called the Chondrus crispus by the islanders, but it's not the original Chondrus crispus. This is a cottonii brand that is extinct. And it doesn't come around. They find pieces off, boom, line that joint up, and they continue to grow with the current and the seawater. That's why it's so salty when you taste it. And it grows over in the Pacific, like where the water is warm. Now the Chondrus crispus is something different. The Chondrus crispus is something different. I say it again. And at the time of me introducing the Chondrus crispus, after the Moss God already had, a lot of people already knew about it, but was just keeping it quiet because of political reasons, politics. So when he brought it forth, I would have to say he's the restorer of that and him in nature cabinet. The little youngins, they are the ones who was attacking me. No, you tripping. Get understanding, get knowledge. I got knowledge. And you don't have to be a guy with a big beard. You don't have to even be a dark-skinned guy. You can be whatever complexion you are. But if you're telling me some truth and my heart accepts it, I'm going to honor it. And so I went on and I honored it. And I didn't understand the sanitation of how the gold was now being farmed. I didn't understand it because people were in there with their clothes on. Somebody could take a yarn. The sea isn't the cleanest always, and it's going to the bottom. It's just like too much was going on. So I said, I'm going to rock with the Chondrus. And so I rocked with Moss God with that. I helped him promote his business, which was, everybody seen it. It was running like a warning. It probably still is. Anybody I ever came in contact with, they was running before, I added something to it. And I'm pretty sure they can say they added something to me also. And his thing was look and quality and quantity. His look was, I have to make sure it's organized. I'm not a real organizer. That's why King Gerner hasn't touched the highest of the pinnacle he needs to touch. I can give you the honor, I can promote, but I am not a behind the scenes really know how to do it guy. I know how to promote Leap Moss. It's only because that's my brother. Anybody else will tell you like try to promote it, he won't. I have to have an interest in doing so. It's not who you are, how you are. If it's touching me, I'm gonna have an interest in doing so. You dig me? So I had a ball with that. But let me explain something to you guys. The reason why I went to promoting it, because I understood that I was just great in promoting it. I'm not great at selling Seamoss. See, you have to have an understanding. I sold drugs and I retired. I went to jail. I didn't earn anything from it. When you're selling Seamoss, you got to really get into that same grind. And I don't like dealing with people. I'm kind of like an introvert. You dig me? Yeah. If it ain't 1,000 people of honor I'm meeting, I ain't really trying to meet you. It's like, what's going on? Hey. I come anywhere. I would get on the moon and sell it at any given time. I've done it for years. But at the end of the day, it wasn't my thing selling it. So I learned And people have to understand this. You go ahead and invest yourself in something, and you know, don't give up on it, but just play your position. Everybody's looking for a different position. So we have to understand. Then we had West Philly, because it's not even a shot or nothing. West Philly Tuck. He came out, he running, Wallow promoting him, he running. And I would jump in his DM from time to time because I would see those messages saying people was waiting 6 and 7 months. He was giving them the answer that was the best quality. It was it. And that wasn't the case, brother. We'd be truthful here. See, I'm not a guy that runs from stuff. That's why I'm able to be forgiven. I can come truthful and tell you, hey, that thing moved too quick. It's like a freight train. Listen to me. People were getting their stuff 6 and 7 months later because the flow is too fast. You can't have it. And what end up happening is the government watched us go through, them, because I never got into that. My honor is intact. I'm not beefing with nobody about no damn something that comes from the ground that a law gave us. But what I would have loved to do is have them people acknowledge the truth. You can't erase history. The world knows King Ernest Boy revived it to you guys. The world knows that. There's a few other brothers in New York that was selling it at the time, that was quiet with it, that was only selling it to their community, but that was selling it before me. Black and Noble and them was selling it before me. I gave it to the world in the purest form, where Hakeem himself said, bro, don't stop the videos. And I guarantee you, whether he want to believe it or not, or rather he want to accept it, he still catches an earn off of those videos. Because forever, people are going to see me promoting videos. I got almost 1,200 videos, 1,300 videos on this platform here of all pure honor. You see what I'm saying? So we get understanding that when West Philly Tuck started running, I don't know what happened. People started looking at, because he was showing you really how much it was coming in, like how many jars he had out. I ain't gonna lie and low and tell you this. My flow was coming so fast, there was no way I had time to take a picture. The only person that helped me with that in the time of it, because my ex-wife, they helped me start it off. Her and her children, they helped me start it off. But when it got boom, where's Elite Moss? I'm gonna say Area Avenue, because everybody was running around with bags. We was earning, but let me get you some understanding. I don't knock what I see. If I see you doing well, I'm gonna speak on it. I'm not a hater. And I try to give him understanding the flow was too heavy. You have to go corporate. And the government watched everybody crawl about it while they figured out a game plan. 4 ignorant brothers sitting on social media, crawling about something that they could have came connected to. And even off the rip, people had their little feelings or whatever they felt, they still could have issued that. But somehow, some way in this era, there's a woman thing that gets in the men. See, I'm used to fighting on the streets and have to come around the same guy you just fought and be able to be a man. If you won, you won. Stay humble and keep your peace, because that man fought you back. And he is of strength. He's of honor. He's not a kitten. If you lost, you still was able to be honored. So when people say little different things and people try to show off for the social media, their thing is more or less, I'm going to try to run a race with these guys and see if I can get the better shine. And that's not how I carried it. So you know what I've done as a man? I came out the middle. I started distributing it, dealing with nature cabinets. I still got a few customers and people I deal with, but we can't go against the FDA. You know why? We don't have the strength. Because instead of them having 4 brothers having control of all of this Chondrus, crispus, and Seamoss, guess what they got? 4 ignorant brothers beefing online, and none of them got a real bag. Let's stop playing games about these pennies here and this money, man, and everybody keep thinking it's money. Come on, let's be truthful. If you ever seen some real money, You know we all scraping and trying to get to it. We trying to get to it. Come on, man. You sold drugs before, or if you didn't, you seen the lines. It takes a little slower when you're doing something positive, and I knew that. But I knew them guys wasn't going to get with King Gerner, because King Gerner got tattoos. They say King Gerner was a woman abuser. They say King Gerner killed someone before. They say King Gerner shot someone before. They say King Gerner has disrespected or said this thing or another somewhere before. But people, can I give y'all some understanding? Can I give y'all some understanding, man, real quick? If Isa alayhi salam was quote unquote in y'all Bibles said to forgive two thieves and said they coming in paradise, and that's thievery. How y'all missing that King Gerner is the blessing? How y'all missing that it was Dr. Sebi, and I'm pretty sure some herbalist guys like Patrick Dells that are known and honored. I'm talking about our community. In reference to our community, it's Dr. Sebi, and guess who else? King Erna. And it's not because I'm the best herbalist in the world or I got $1 million. It's because I just promoted it in the correct manner, that Allah seen fit, that nature seen fit naturally. This is what I done. This is what I done. But guess what y'all gonna miss and say? Yo, Erna, you were supposed to be a billionaire off of it. You were supposed to be rich. You're looking for the value in a coin when you're missing the fact that somebody with diabetes that probably could have been dead in around them times isn't. Somebody with high blood pressure, who high blood pressure could have took them in a state of death, could be dead, but they aren't. How about you understand the honor and the value in it and say, damn, thanks, King Gerner, because you didn't have knowledge at the time. But everybody in our community was walking around looking for Seamoss based off of you, who gave them the elderberry mixed with the Seamoss weave. King Gerner, you know why I stopped it? Go ahead, I got with a real herbalist. Know what a real herbalist told me? Yo, Erna, stop selling elderberry and Seamoss together. You know why? It's too much iodine. You run into someone who has an iodine problem, boom, the iodine is to the moon. Have knowledge, and I had knowledge, and I stepped out of the way. I said, you know what? Alhamdulillah, for the people who benefited from the Chondrus, crispus, the Seamoss. But at the end of the day, I just want to be thankful to everybody. I want to say that on a platform, man. Y'all worried about an FDA approval when y'all supposed to be getting with some lawyers because y'all supposed to have a bank right now. Yeah, I invested. As it was coming in, I invested. I didn't play that game. As it was coming in, hey, invest in this, invest in that. Little small, and it's paying off now, alhamdulillah. But I took the slow grind better than the grind that's seen for the world to see and everybody to say, King Ernest, the Seamoss God. No, I'm not. I'm a merely human being who is trying to go on the right path that struggle like everybody else. And when my funds ain't right, I figure out how to earn. And it gotta be legal. But what I learned how to do is find out about what you're doing and what you're taking. And there's nothing wrong with either Seamoss. Nothing. But I do understand the sanitation thing with the farms. And that could be with anything. They could try to make farms with Chondrus. It's just that they can't. The way it grows is so naturally, you can take a piece of that and put it on a line and have it regrow. So if I was to take it, that's what I would take. But guess what? I know a lot of people who love the gold. My cousin Seamoss Life, he might be the most legal drug, may Lord forgive me saying drug, but legal Seamoss dealer there is. And I said drug because, you know, in 20, 30 years ago, that was our thing. Now we figured out a positive thing, and Seamoss for Life on Instagram. Legal, organized. I could see him taking it. But everybody has to miss the good in it. And maybe two cousins being billionaires because one cousin feels as though it's a chase. I'm chasing. I'm trying to show. I ain't trying to hear what he got to say no more. So he still probably has tons and tons of it. I never could keep that in. I never could. And that goes to all of you Seamoss dealers. I see you guys, you keep it in. I never could keep it in. But I want to say this. Maybe y'all should get together. Maybe y'all should figure out a way how y'all can earn together and be a corporation. Maybe there's some millionaire out there that can say, maybe we can grab this market now. Maybe we can do it because the FDA is claiming it's not approved. But guess what I have knowledge of? It doesn't need to be FDA approved. It comes from the earth. But hey, y'all sit around and bicker and let the social media put y'all in that presence. I'm King Gigartina. I'm a carrier with the purest of honor. And guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to sit back and stay humble. If there's a solid person that got some real money out there, right? That need King Gigartina to be the face of their product, humbly I come. And I ain't talking about your payment of how I'm coming. I'm talking longevity because I got the juice. And the next product that comes, that's going to take probably another 3 years before the government can grab it and say, we're going to run it up like a warrant. But I'm going to create that product. And I want to sell it in the same likeness I sold Seamoss Gold and Chondrus crispus. Y'all stay tuned. But guess what you're never going to get from King Gigartina? A damn herbal war with my own people, or me trying to stunt online. I talk heavy about come get the load. It might have had 1,000 loads behind me, but I never, ever, ever try to be better than any of these individuals because that wasn't my goal. My goal was just giving people what I got out of it, and that was a better health. King Gigartina, live and direct. Don't be scared.